On January 20th, 2025, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States, marking a historic return to the White House. The ceremony, held indoors in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda due to frigid temperatures, was attended by a select group of dignitaries, including former Presidents Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden, along with their spouses. This unprecedented event underscored the resilience of American democracy and set the stage for a series of transformative policies aimed at ushering in what Trump termed a golden age of America, a vision for America's future. In his inaugural address, President Trump laid out a bold vision for America's future, emphasizing the themes of national pride, self-reliance, and public trust. He promised to bring back manufacturing jobs, rebuild infrastructure, and prioritize American-made products. Stressing unity, he called for an end to division and urged citizens to join him in reclaiming the nation's strength. His repeated emphasis on America first reflected his focus on putting American interests ahead of global obligations. Trump also hinted at tackling pressing issues such as education reform and healthcare costs, leaving listeners eager for detailed plans in the coming weeks. Immediate executive actions. President Trump wasted no time after taking the oath, signing several executive orders within hours of his inauguration. Declaring a national emergency at the southern border was his most prominent move, a declaration aimed at stopping illegal immigration and accelerating the completion of the border wall. The administration plans to redirect federal funding to strengthen border infrastructure, enhance surveillance technology, and increase the deployment of Border Patrol agents. This action highlights Trump's commitment to one of the cornerstones of his political platform.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well, thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era.
Another critical decision was withdrawing the United States from the Paris Climate Accord, citing it as a hindrance to the country's economic growth. Trump framed this withdrawal as a necessary step to prioritize American energy independence, labeling the agreement as unfairly burdening the U.S. with restrictions while giving rival nations a competitive advantage. His administration is expected to boost investments in traditional energy sectors such as coal, oil, and natural gas, while scaling back environmental regulations. These moves are designed to support job growth in energy-producing states, though critics warn of potential environmental consequences. Additionally, Trump reinstated a travel ban on individuals from certain countries deemed high risk for terrorism, arguing it was necessary for national security. This decision is expected to reignite debates over immigration policy and human rights, reflecting the administration's emphasis on stringent security measures. Pardons and legal reforms. One of the most controversial decisions of the day was President Trump's issuance of pardons to several individuals involved in the January 6th Capitol events. Trump defended these pardons as a step toward justice, claiming that many of those prosecuted had been treated unfairly and targeted for their political beliefs. He emphasized that these actions were part of a broader effort to right the wrongs of what he described as a politically biased justice system. Beyond the pardons, Trump announced a sweeping reform plan for the Department of Justice. These reforms aim to safeguard the department's independence and ensure it is free from political influence. Proposed changes include stricter oversight mechanisms, protections for whistleblowers, and measures to prevent the misuse of government agencies for political gain. Trump also reiterated his commitment to defending First and Second Amendment rights, vowing to fight against what he described as increasing threats to free speech and gun ownership. Supporters of these reforms view them as necessary steps to restore public trust in the justice system. However, critics argue that the pardons and reform announcements could further polarize the nation, particularly among those who view the January 6th events as an assault on democracy. Economic initiatives and trade policies. Economic recovery was central to Trump's address, with promises to combat inflation and reduce unemployment. He announced new tariffs on imports from China, Mexico, and Canada, effective February 1st, to protect American manufacturers. Trump pledged to reduce dependency on foreign supply chains by reviving industries like steel and automotive manufacturing. He also hinted at cutting corporate taxes further to incentivize investment in the U.S. These initiatives, supporters, however, see Trump's economic agenda as a bold step toward ensuring America's long-term prosperity and reclaiming its position as a global economic powerhouse. Technological engagement and industry leaders. A notable aspect of the inauguration was the presence of influential tech leaders such as Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sundar Pichai. Their attendance suggested potential collaborations between the Trump administration and the technology sector. Cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and space exploration were among the topics reportedly discussed during private meetings after the ceremony. Trump's outreach to tech executives indicates his administration's intent to address the growing challenges of the digital age while promoting American leadership in innovation. However, it also raises questions about how these partnerships will balance regulation with progress. Cultural and social policy announcements. President Trump reiterated his support for traditional values, emphasizing policies that resonate with his conservative base. His declaration that the government would officially recognize only two genders was met with both applause and criticism, sparking heated national debates. Additionally, Trump announced plans to end birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants, a move aimed at curbing unauthorized immigration. Critics argue this could face constitutional challenges, but supporters see it as a decisive step in protecting national sovereignty. These announcements reflect Trump's intention to reshape the nation's cultural and social landscape significantly. International relations and foreign policy. True to his America First philosophy, Trump outlined a foreign policy that prioritizes U.S. sovereignty and reduced dependency on international organizations. He pledged to renegotiate trade deals he deemed unfavorable, focusing on securing better terms for American workers. Trump also hinted at scaling back foreign aid, arguing that resources should be redirected to address domestic issues like infrastructure and education. His rhetoric emphasized the importance of a strong military and strategic alliances that serve U.S. interests, setting the tone for a more assertive stance on the global stage. Public reception and national unity reactions to the inauguration were mixed, highlighting the deep divisions in contemporary American society. Supporters viewed the event as a triumph and a second chance to implement Trump's vision for America. The enthusiasm was evident in rallies and celebrations across the nation. However, Critics expressed concerns about potential overreach and the implications of Trump's policies on minority communities and international alliances. Despite these differences, the peaceful transfer of power demonstrated the resilience of democratic institutions. Trump's call for unity remains a significant challenge in a politically fragmented landscape. A new chapter in American history. The inauguration of President Donald Trump for a second term marks a pivotal moment in American history. With a focus on national sovereignty